Ezri Konsa to Arsenal. Is it a done deal? If you want to know more about the story, just stay tuned. So how far has the deal really gone? This is what we are going to discuss in this story, in this podcast. Welcome back to Black Market Media, the heartbeat of the game. Arsenal fans, we have another major story to discuss. This story is mostly to Arsenal. Arsenal fans, stay tuned. All other viewers of the video, stay tuned. Stay tuned. The name is Ezri Konsa, the Aston Villa and England centre-back, has emerged as one of Arsenal's main defensive target as Mikel Arteta looks to strengthen his backline. But here is a big question. How far has Arsenal actually gone in the negotiations for Ezri Konsa? Is the deal closed? Has Arsenal agreed personal terms? Has Aston Villa accepted an offer? Is Konsa already preparing for a move to the Emirates? Or are we are we still some distance away from a final agreement? So today, Black Market Media is breaking down everything we know, from Arsenal's initial approach, Villa's valuation, the reported bids, Konsa's position, Arsenal's alternatives, and what could happen next. And before we get into it, make sure you like the video, subscribe to Black Market Media, turn on the notification bell, and share this podcast with other Arsenal supporters and other viewers as well. This is Black Market Media, the heartbeat of the game. Why does Arsenal want Ezri Konsa? Arsenal has defensive players, but why do they want Ezri Konsa? Let's start with the most important question. Why Arsenal wants Ezri Konsa? The answer is Arsenal's defensive situation. William Saliba is currently unavailable with a back injury, while Julian Timber is also still recovering and is expected to be out for several weeks. That has left Arsenal looking for an additional defensive cover before the season actually gets underway fully. So Konsa is particularly attractive because he is not simply a young prospect. He has Premier League experience, international experience with England, and the ability to play both centre-back and right-back. The versatility is extremely valuable to Arsenal. So Arsenal do not necessarily need another defender who will simply sit on the bench. They need someone capable of stepping into the starting 11 when injuries or rotation is demanded. And Konsa fits that profile. Arsenal's first approach. Now we get to the important part. Arsenal have already made an approach for Konsa. Reports indicate that the Gunners made a verbal offer of approximately £35 million, but Aston Villa rejected it. Villa's valuation is dramatically higher. Reports put Aston Villa's asking price around £60 million, which is about 65 million euros. That means there is currently a huge gap between Arsenal's verbal offer to the valuation of Aston Villa. Around 35 million pounds is the gap. So that is potentially the difference, and that is a central problem in this negotiation. As Arsenal made a 60 million offer, no confirmed agreement has been established. This is where Arsenal supporters need to be careful. There have been reports claiming that negotiations have progressed significantly, and even reports suggesting an agreement could be close. However, the stronger reporting available indicates that Arsenal have not yet reached an agreement with Aston Villa of a £60 million valuation. The Guardian report that Arsenal had a previous £30 million 30 million pounds bid rejected, while the Times reported that the clubs have failed to reach an agreement around Villa's 60 million pounds valuation. So at this moment, we should separate interests and negotiations from completed transfers. Arsenal are interested. Arsenal have approached Villa. Villa have rejected the initial offer. Further discussions have taken place, but this is not official confirmed transfer. Why are Aston Villa demanding much for this deal? Now, from Aston Villa's perspective, the valuation makes sense. Villa do not want to lose an experienced player, and Konsa still has 2 years remaining in his current contract according to multiple sources. That gives Villa negotiation power. And there is another factor. Aston Villa have already sold several important players during the transfer window. For instance, Morgan Rogers, who moved to Chelsea for a reported fee of 117 million pounds, while Villa also experienced other significant departures. Villa therefore have little reasons to sell Konsa at a bargain price. Their message appears to be, if Arsenal want to buy him, they have to pay our valuation. What about Ezri Konsa himself? This is another crucial part of the story. There has been reports claiming that Konsa would be open to joining Arsenal. Some reports claim that the player is interested in a move to North London, which could potentially make negotiations easier if Arsenal and Villa eventually agree on a fee. But there is an important distinction. Player interest is not the same thing as completed transfer. Remember, Ezri Konsa, if he wants Arsenal, Villa will still control the negotiations because he remains under contract. So Arsenal need two agreements. First is an agreement with a team. Secondly is an agreement with a player. Not forgetting personal terms. Until both are completed, the transfer remains unfinished. Have personal terms been agreed? At the moment, there is no reliable confirmation of a final personal term agreement between Konsa and Arsenal. There is another area where social media can create confusion. You may see headlines saying Konsa agrees Arsenal move, but does not necessarily mean that the contract has been signed. Yes. So Arsenal also has plan B. At first it was Gerald Konsa from Bayer Leverkusen, but of course Bayer Leverkusen was clear in that deal that they are not ready to sell the player. They told Arsenal that the player is not on sale. Second is Jacob Ramon. Jacob Ramon is a player who plays for Como FC Como. Como were also clear that the player is not on sale. Maybe the player they can look up to next is Jules Koundé, who is also eager on a move. So why could Konsa still be the preferred option despite all other alternatives? Konsa remains extremely attractive. Why? Because Arsenal know exactly what they could be getting. He has Premier League experience. He has played in higher levels for Aston Villa. He has international experience. He can play centre back. He can cover right back. And he could not require a long adaptation period to English football. That could be especially important because Arsenal need defensive cover now, and not necessarily 2 years from now. But defensive cover now. So how could Konsa fit into Arsenal system? At right back, Konsa, Gabriel. left back, Konsa could give another defensive comfortable, Konsa could give another defender comfortable depending in space. That matters because Arsenal frequently push their fullbacks forward and require their centre-backs to defend large areas. So Konsa's pace and positional discipline could therefore be available, and when Saliba returns, Arteta would have another major selection option. Imagine Saliba, Gabriel with Konsa competing for minutes and providing rotation. That would give Arsenal significantly greater defensive depth. The Saliba factor. William Saliba's injury is possibly the biggest reason for the transfer story. Arsenal would perhaps be less aggressive about another centre-back if Saliba and Timber were both fully fit. But that is not the situation right now. Arteta needs protection. He cannot enter the long Premier League season relying on only small number of senior defenders, and that is why Konsa has become such an important name. How close is this deal? So Black Maggot Media, let's answer this question everybody is asking. Here is our assessment based on the latest available reports. Interest is very high. Arsenal have identified Konsa as a major defensive target. Initial contact is done. Arsenal have approached Aston Villa. First offer has been rejected. A reported offer in the region of 35 million euros or 30 million pounds was rejected. Negotiations are ongoing or revisited. Reports indicate Arsenal have continued or renewed discussions with Villa, and Villa's acceptance is not yet confirmed. Aston Villa remains firm around their reported fee of 60 million pounds or 60 to 65 million pounds valuation. Personal terms have not been confirmed. Deal not completed. So, should Arsenal pay the 60 million pounds? There is an argument. There are arguments on both sides. For Arsenal, he's experienced, he's versatile, and he's an England international. He's understood to be a Premier League footballer. And Arsenal urgently need defensive depth. But again, paying 60 million pounds for a 28-year-old player. He is just 2 years on his contract, remaining on his contract, and Arsenal may have alternatives available. That means Bata and Arteta have to decide whether Konsa immediately values whether Konsa's immediate value justifies Villa's situation. So, Arsenal fans, where do we stand? Our verdict is simple. The Ezri Konsa deal is not yet done, but it is also far from dead. Arsenal have shown genuine interest. A first approach has been rejected. Further discussions have taken place. So, there have Arsenal fans. I want to tell you that this is where the story comes to an end. I want to thank all of you for watching this video. Till next time, stay tuned, stay focused, and always watch the videos. But for now, just subscribe. For those who have just got to watch these videos, subscribe, turn on the notification the notifications, share the podcast, follow Black Maggot Media on social platforms for more Arsenal transfer updates. For instance, You can also visit us on on TikTok, Black Maggot Media. You can also visit us on Instagram, Black Maggot Media. You can also visit us on X, Facebook, and very many others. So till next time, I just wish you the best. May God bless you. Thank you for watching.